Steve, to get to 40, you don't spend your days like Edgar Allan Poe, wearing a straw hat and bad trousers in the corner of a Baltimore bar, shouting for someone you've never met called Reynolds. Poe was dressing up as a character for a story he wouldn't write. What does your dress style say of Steve Fowler's unwritten tale? An episode of Button Moon which ends on the peace fields of Glastonbury. Poe always had the air of an 80s snooker player, tie off by frame 6, taking a silk cut for a walk around the world without leaving the base. You know things are bad when the trembling comes with constant talking and imaginary objects appear at the walls. Reynolds, is that you?
Simulations of the hypocrite. Watch the canvas crack into self-contradiction and knavery with ideals of ideal beauty. Dear Tomahawk, dear Joshua, it doesn't have to end like this, vacantly conversing with the kidnapping Coopers, burbling at invisible wallpaper. At this age, there is no cure, but to keep rocketing through the turbulent blanket sky.
A few months before he was shot, at 40, John Lennon wrote his worst ever song as a gift for Jim Henson's most celebrated creation, Ringo Starr. Lennon described the song as a little ditty that was written in the throes of my sleep. Never trust your dreams as created truths. I once dreamt that Captain Beefheart was an ice cream man who lived under my bed and would only come out if someone stood him a beer. If you want to be a different fish, the captain said, jump out of school.
It doesn't have to end like this. Goose gluggy, muling over spud erotica, misreading Gaia in gala theatre, rummaging old shoeboxes to see if they still fit, forgetting yoo-hoo curiosity, dropping anchor for conformist tattoos, too slow to join in unless persuaded.
Franz Kafka's imagination died on the vine while sitting at his desk in a legal firm twiddling his tuberculosis. His job involved administering compensation claims for workers who'd lost a finger to a rosary saw or a hand in a label. He saw a hangman in every bureaucrat, despised his job, became a vegetarian, and invented the first workers' hard hat. His interest in pornography was kept secret from his employer. Kafka in a hard hat, like a dormouse in a Christmas bauble. Writing, he said, is just the ashes of experience. He burned 90% of what he wrote before he died at 40.
Steve, I'm 46 and grown up childish as Dada. Anything any other bastard could do, what's the point? Like you, brotherly, I keep nothing spare, give it all away but for the clenches, the skin stones in my pocket, jiggly puff, ataraxic, suspicious of piss-thin poetry scrump and sink lines. The balls just keep loading with pockets, sententiousness, carrot to stick. I'm 46, I'm too young for all this.
One thing I really admire about you, Steve, is that the older you get, the more innocent your projects. Crayon poems, sticker poems. When you get to 50, I'm going to be there for the launch of potty training poems. In fact, there are a few writers I would or could compare you to. Best to look at the wrestlers. Chris Benoit died at 40 from extensive damage to his brain from his signature move, the diving headbutt. This involved a ladder being moved into the ring as Benoit climbed 30 feet to dive headfirst towards a prostrated opponent. Is there a better definition of writing poetry? Steve, now you've made it to the threshold. Don't stop wearing fair in your 40s.
Don't stop eating tuna from the can, refusing the Grosjean Mayor's banquet.
Don't stop mixing retro sportswear from Europe with flowery shirts.
Don't stop wearing bear spray aftershave.
Don't stop making Germans wonder if you're being serious.
Don't stop sticker booking your pet's album with saucer-lidded lions, wolves and monkeys.
Don't stop shouting to strangers from the balcony of the Austrian embassy.
Don't stop the Baba Bush bombs smudgy up the sides.
Don't stop eating poems in Macedonia.
Don't ever stop wagon wheeling.
Don't stop paintballing yourself. And don't stop pairing us up for late night email exchanges the day before an event where the audience is made up solely of the performing poets. Steve, Google has been stating all year that you've already turned 40, yeah? And are still active.
It doesn't say this about the wrestler ravishing Rick Rude, who clutched at the medicine cabinet for narcoleptic remedies. It doesn't say this about Chris Benoit.
Don't stop being poetry's answer to the diving headbutts